Tonight on News 5 Live, Elmer Na, his common-law wife, and his brother-in-law walk free from a raft of charges brought against them following the landing of a drug plane back in 2021. Epifania Caliz offers an apology to court reporter Anita Nemhard after coughing in her face on Monday. While Na is acquitted of separate charges, a special prosecutor is brought in to bring to court charges against him in the New Year's Eve triple murder. And tonight on Belize on Real, Travelers Liquors unveils Ruta Maya Rum. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Desde las áreas urbanas hasta las comunidades rurales, la conexión importa. El acceso a Internet es crucial para continuar el desarrollo social y económico. Es por eso que Digi, nuestra telecomunicación nacional, continúa invirtiendo millones de dólares para expandir sus redes de telefonía móvil y fibra óptica en todo Belice. Miles de usuarios móviles y viviendas, especialmente a lo largo de las carreteras y en comunidades rurales, ahora disfrutan de los beneficios de la infraestructura resiliente de Digi. Nuestra telecomunicación nacional continúa liderando la transformación digital a través de su tecnología avanzada y compromiso a la excelencia. Con Digi Wallet, beliceños en áreas urbanas y rurales tienen acceso fácil y seguro a una amplia variedad de servicios financieros a través de sus dispositivos móviles. Y con el reciente lanzamiento de Digi TV, nuestra telecomunicación nacional se ha convertido en el único proveedor de servicios de reproducción cuádruple en Belice. Clientes ahora pueden ahorrar con nuestros paquetes DigiOne que ofrecen internet residencial, servicios móviles, teléfono residencial y servicios DigiTV convenientemente en un solo lugar. Digi permanece comprometido en brindar acceso a servicios de alta calidad, confiables y accesibles y crear oportunidades para un mejor futuro. Forme parte de la transformación y viva la conectividad como nunca antes. Porque con Digi, la conexión importa.
Everything is better electric. Be more efficient with electric vehicles and transforming your home with Energy Star electric appliances and power tools. This helps to create a greener and cleaner world for the next generation. Energize your world with BL.
With the steady increase in prices, it's hard to hold on to your hard-earned cash. Well, here at Benny's, prices are steadily falling, making it easier to stretch your dollars. Prices are slashed on electrical products, LED lights, plywood, and wheelbarrows. Yes, we have the cheapest in town. And with X massive season going on right now, get store-wide discounts on select products from now through the summer 31st. Visit a Benny's store near you today, where the prices just keep on falling. Benny's, quality and savings.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, October 19th. I am Sabrina Daly. Today, the Magistrates Court found former police corporal Elmer Na not guilty of possession of a cache of firearms, ammunition, and bulletproof vests. He was intercepted on the night of November 6, along with his common-law wife, Epifania Caliz, and her brother, former police constable Manuel Caliz, in a vehicle on the Southern Highway. But Senior Magistrate Baha Showman found that Na and his co-defendants were not guilty of the charges. In the case of the Caliz siblings, they had no knowledge of the guns and vests and were mere occupants of the vehicle. In the case of Na, the court found that he was returning the items to another officer, Corporal Richard Arnold, who had previously signed the weapons out and left them in the vehicle, which Na was driving that particular night. Hence, he asked Na to return the items to him in Belmopan. Na's interception came on the night of a drug plane landing on the Southern Highway near Bladen Village. In connection with that incident, several persons, including Na and 4 other police officers, were charged for facilitating the landing of the plane. News 5's Marian Ali was in court today and filed the following report.
Not guilty. That was the verdict of former police corporal, 39-year-old Elmer Na, his common-law wife, Epifania Callis, and her brother, former police constable Manuel Callis. The case that concluded today was one in which the 3 were charged with kept unlicensed firearm and ammunition and bulletproof vests that were found during a search of a vehicle that they were traveling in on the night of November 6, 2021 on the Southern Highway. The senior magistrate found that Na was protected under Section 33 of the laws of Belize. Following the outcome of the verdict, the prosecutor, head of the prosecution branch, Alifa Elrington, shared why she did not agree with the ruling.
The court, having found that he got called to report to duty, still in my opinion does not come under Section 33, which would then have allowed him to be in possession of ammunition that was not assigned to him by virtue of the Belize Police Department or by virtue of law. Section 33 is specific that you are in possession of firearm if you're going to be doing your duty. At that point that he had initially been in possession of a firearm, and the evidence that came out that when he found out that he was in possession of a firearm, he was not on duty, and he was not on duty with firearm or ammunition that was assigned to him, separate and apart from a 9mm firearm that he was not charged for under the circumstances.
The defense attorney for the 3 accused, Dickie Bradley, said he is not surprised by the verdict.
We are not at all surprised that a court of law, once again in our country, has shown that you can get justice. The police were wrong from the get-go to charge all 3 persons and have them subjected to what they were subjected to. You all know that when they charge you for ammunition and firearms, you automatically go to jail. The time has come for that law to be amended. If the police make you sign out for the gun or not sign out, that is an internal matter. We are talking about a criminal charge that will land you in jail for a minimum of 5 years. They are 2 different things. I'm sorry that they don't pick that up. I'm sorry they don't pick that up. How many innocent people are facing charges when there is no crime that has been committed?
Elrington and Bradley had different interpretations of what Section 33 provides for.
As far as I am concerned, the law, the way that the Firearms Act is written, the court, it is required that the Crown proves that you are in possession. Hence the reason we see so many people arrested at some point in time and in relation to guns found and ammunition found in homes, and we go through the process. I don't believe that I have to prove knowledge. The way the legislation is written, the evidential burden switches over to defense, and the defense must prove or must give a lawful excuse for being in possession of firearm.
There is a procedure according to a witness that came to court in this case to say things which are not accurate in law. He can't give nobody permission to have firearms or equipment. What they are trying to say is that no police officer can have ammunition or gun or bulletproof vest. That is what they are trying to say when they tell you the armorer is required to keep a count. So much bullet gone to so much officers, so much kind of gun go to so much officers. That is internal, man. That has nothing to do with a criminal charge. It means right now, every officer that have a gun can be in trouble. Every officer that have a bullet in a pocket can be in trouble. It can't mean that, man.
Elrington said she's considering appealing the ruling. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
But while Bradley says Kalisz has been subjected to unfair treatment because of an oppressive law and that she has been under undue stress, court reporter Anita Nembhard is not accepting the apology and wants to see Kalisz charged. She said Kalisz should have thought about her family and the consequences before she committed the offense. And as for the police, who have still not followed up on her report against Kalisz, Nembhard criticized them.
I will not accept an apology at this moment from Epifania Kalisz because, first, that's not a genuine apology. First of all, she saw me out here a few minutes ago, right? And her action does not justify.
What was her action?
Her action that day, today, she seemed more afraid to approach me, but I am not the problem, right? But she should have thought twice before doing what she did, because she knew also that she had a case before the court. She has a child or she has children. Why are you going to think about that now after what you did? And the other thing is too, that I was hoping the police department would look into. I told the officer on that day when nothing happened, I had a video footage. Up to when I made my report, the police officer never once said, okay, make I get this footage for you. He didn't even want to look on the picture that I was showing him to say the color of the clothes that the young lady was wearing, who I'm describing. He quick to put his own color. I had to correct him in a lot of stuff that I was making in the report. Now today, I called to find out what's the status of my case. Has Epifania Kalisz been called, detained, read her charges?
After Na and his common-law wife and brother-in-law were acquitted, Epifania Kalisz offered an apology through her attorney, Dickie Bradley, for her behavior on Monday, when she coughed on court reporter Anita Nembhard. Kalisz had appeared before the court along with Na and her brother, former police constable Manuel Kalisz, on the same firearm and ammunition charges for which they were acquitted today. But on that day, she deliberately removed her face mask and coughed in Nembhard's face as she passed by her. The assault happened less than 2 weeks after Cabinet approved an amendment to the law on assault and threats against certain groups of people, including journalists. The penalties for these offenses will now be increased up to 5 years, as they are now deemed as serious offenses. Today, Bradley told the media that Kalisz apologizes and said that she was under a lot of stress. And when he was asked if he expects Kalisz to be charged for the offense, Bradley said he hoped not.
Ms. Kalisz asked me to please say to the media that she was under tremendous stress. That she's a public officer and a mom, that her husband is in jail all this time. She has not worked for all the time that she has been arrested wrongfully and she has been persecuted, not prosecuted. It's really weird and ridiculous that you're in a vehicle. There is no proof whatsoever that you are responsible for any ammunition which belong to the police, which they know the police ammunition, and that poor woman has suffered to come to court over such a long period and has not been able to work all this while. It's a terrible stress. So she was waiting to see, but you all were busy. She wanted to publicly, personally apologize for losing control of her emotions on the last occasion.
You just saw the law, the bill that was tabled at the House for first reading relating to aggressing a member of the media and other and people right in the public service, and so you expect that matter will go to court.
I hope not. I hope that Anita as a mother would appreciate. Here is another mother who is a public officer. What did she do to be subjected to going to jail, to can't get her salary from the public service, to being on half pay and interdiction, to have her name all over the internet, which will never come off. Anybody look up her name, they're like a criminal. That is so unfair.
Coming up, special prosecutor in Belize for New Year's Eve triple murder trial. We'll have more details when we come back.
Babe, have you seen the advisory that Nemo just posted? There's going to be a storm.
Storm? It's not a storm. That's just a little rain. You'll be all right.
Thank goodness that was only a simulation. But what if it wasn't? Consider this. You've worked hard building your future, your family, your business, your home. RF&G Insurance has policy options that can protect your most valued assets so that you can focus on what matters most. Include RF&G Insurance in your hurricane prep. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
Managing your mental health this October and November 2023. Mental health and well-being is a universal human right and are fundamental to enjoying a good and meaningful life. It's not always easy to understand our emotions or to accept or express how we feel. Not sure how to ask for help when you're struggling? Stop. Don't ignore your emotions. If you want to talk about how you are feeling, send a free SMS with the word TIPS to YouReport at 886 or scan the QR codes to access our mental health support.
Teams started on their quest to win the 2023 Benny's Inter-Office Basketball Championship rings. 10 have fallen by the wayside, and now we're down to the final 4, the Benny's IBL semifinal. They're playing basketball. The Belize Civic Center will feature this Saturday night, October 21 at 7:30 p.m. the highly energetic and built on a defensive motor mindset your Ministry of Health squad, led by Ryan Michaels, Darwin Zuniga, and Neil Nicholson, battling against the mighty police department, who also have a DNA like the G13, who will answer with Albert Longsworth. Stephen Wade and Joseph Sutherland. Can the MOH stop the police? Who can stop the police? Who on the dance hall to stop police? Then at 8:30 p.m.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Your defending champion, Rico Black and his Tough Enough Tours, will start their quest to defend their championship. But this time, it's his big son, Afri Black, leading the way, and his adopted sons, Tyrone Mission Edwards and Earl and Baka Ferguson. But only this time, it's gonna be a revenge series from last year for the BWS squad, who is stronger, bigger, and poised with blood in their eyes. Leading their charge will be Luis Barcelona Jr., Earl Bola Johnson, and Travis Turbo Bernardes. Who will win the ring? Remember, this Saturday night at the Belize Civic Center, 7:30 p.m., it's the semifinals. Game 1 of the best of 3 series.
Inter-Office Basketball League, just another level.
Bring out the entire family. The after party will be at Thirsty Thursdays. Proud sponsors. So let's get it on.
Almost 10 months have elapsed since the gruesome execution of John David and Vivian Ramnareis in Belmopan. Tonight, the case against the accused former police officer Elmer Na is one step closer to being heard inside the Belmopan High Court. The government of Belize has hired a special prosecutor for the case, as was promised only days after the triple murder. That special prosecutor is now in Belize. He is Jamaican national Terrence Williams. On Wednesday, the families of the murder victims were gathered outside the Belmopan Magistrates Court. Na appeared before the court for full disclosure. Special Prosecutor Williams was also present for the first time. News 5's Paul Lopez takes a look back at the process that led to this historic appointment.
Days after the triple murder of David, John, and Vivian Ramnareis in Belmopan, Karim Musa, the Minister of Home Affairs, announced that the government of Belize would seek to hire a special prosecutor for the case. The commitment was made in light of Elmer Na's familial and professional ties with now retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Marco Vidal, the estranged husband of the Director of Public Prosecution, Sherilyn Vidal.
It is something that we would wish for the Attorney General's ministry to have input, as well as the family. And so we are not limiting it to just a Belize prosecutor, but certainly one from the Caribbean that has similar legislation to ours and laws as ours. And so that is the direction that we're looking, either from Belize that the family can agree to, or one from the Caribbean from outside.
That special prosecutor has been identified and is now in Belize for the murder trial. He is Jamaican national Terrence Williams. He was present in the Belmopan Magistrates Court on Wednesday, where the matter was scheduled for full disclosure.
I do understand the case quite well. I thank Ms. Edrington for her assistance, and we are ready to go.
But it has taken months to get here. In April, Minister Musa introduced a special prosecution bill to the National Assembly. He explained that the bill was necessary to make way for the appointment of the special prosecutor in the triple murder case.
While, Madam Speaker, we have absolutely no reason to feel that there is any bias whatsoever, and we believe that the DPP could certainly carry out in a very professional manner this particular prosecution, we are nevertheless confounded by the fact that there is this familial tie, and as such, to remove any perception of bias whatsoever, and to ensure that we have an above-board and transparent prosecution in this very high-profile case, it has become necessary for us to introduce and pass this special prosecutor's bill.
According to the proposed legislation, a special prosecutor will not be subject to the direction or control of any person or authority. The scope of the prosecutor's duties includes investigating the assigned case and determining whether to institute a public prosecution. According to the piece of law, the individual cannot allow their private interests to interfere with their duties. Those persons, once appointed, can only be removed with approval from the Governor General. But the bill was initially voted down by Senate and sent back to the House of Representatives for amendments.
Now, this prosecutor gets triggered under two circumstances. Section 3A, a case where the National Assembly, by resolution, determines that an investigation be conducted in the interests of political neutrality or impartiality. Madam President, the National Assembly is nothing but partiality. That's why you have opposition, you have government. This is a partial debate environment. How can the National Assembly now say, how many times I'm speechless, you know, Madam President. We hereby table a bill. We hereby table a bill so that Colette Montejo can be prosecuted for such and such a crime. And then there's a debate, you know. There's a debate, Madam President. And all those in favor say aye, aye. All those in favor say no, because you're the most likely person to be prosecuted, sir. Then, Madam President, when the House don't pass that, it comes to the Senate. It comes to the Senate, Madam President. And your presidency will have to preside over whether or not we should send to the Governor General that we have voted to prosecute someone with necessarily no evidence or anything like that. So all of a sudden now, we become investigators.
Government side has listened to the criticisms of the Special Prosecutor Bill, and we intend to leave it in committee for the criticisms to be brought to the attention of the Cabinet for further review and proposed amendments to the bill. It does not enjoy the confidence of the majority of the Senate today.
It has been 4 months since that debate in the National Assembly and 10 months since the brutal triple murder. The Ramnareis and Bilal families are still hoping for justice. Dion Pascasio, a relative of the deceased, says the families now have more confidence in the process but remain cautiously optimistic.
We are in this for the long haul. You know, Belize has to recognize that we lost 3 family members because John was by marriage to Vivian and his brother was very close to the family. So for us, this is very, very personal. And when I say personal, I don't mean that in any kind of negative kind of way, but for us, we want to see justice and we want to see justice done.
We also heard from the family's legal advisor, attorney Arthur Saldivar.
We knew that there was a situation where the prosecutor who is going to have remit of the matter was not in the country prior to now. So Mr. Williams has made his first appearance in the courts in Belize. The family is thankful for that, which is a great indicator that the case on its merit should pass muster to get to the Supreme Court. Certainly the family believes, and I believe that there's a strong case, and the presence of the special prosecutor is also an indicator of that fact.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Dion Pascasio, a relative of Vivian Bilal Ramnareis, also told reporters that he believes Na is enjoying unprecedented police protection. Pascasio says this concerns the family. He stated that relatives will not rest comfortably until the case is concluded.
We've been noticing, there's been some serious protection for Mr. Na. There's been unprecedented amount of protection. I mean, you guys were out here and you saw guys out here with some heavy machinery and guns in their hands and that type of thing, protecting him from what? When he was coming out of the court for the very first time, everybody had to be cleared away. I mean, what is all this about, So this concerns us because we want to know who are they afraid of or why the preferential treatment? Because this begs a lot of questions from our standpoint because we haven't seen it done and them operate like this before, even coming right here. And so we continue to be cautiously optimistic in the system and the way things are going because we are not, I will say we're not fully comfortable with everything. And I guess maybe we'll never be until when the case is finished and depending on what the verdict is at that point because we know when it comes to legal matters, anything can happen.
The media is often described as the fourth estate, carrying the mandate of holding governments accountable in a democratic society. But are elected officials required to give interviews? It is something that some political pundits believe should be legislated. The consultation on constitutional reform and the work of the People's Constitution Commission continues, and freedom of the press being protected by the Constitution has come up in the discourse. During an interview with Minister of Education Francis Fonseca, he was asked whether or not he agrees. Fonseca says the media plays an important role, and as an elected official, he believes that giving interviews is part of the job.
I don't know that you can legislate that. I don't know that will be effective. But I think all politicians, public officials should understand and recognize that that is a part of your job. That is a part of your responsibility to the people. And the press is providing you with an opportunity to engage directly with the Belizean people. We are elected by the people. We are accountable to the people. And this is a part of holding us accountable. So you know, I don't know that that will be effective, but I'm happy that that's part of the discussion. That has to be part of the discussion, you know, but let's see what comes out of the constitutional reform process. I think, you know, the press is absolutely fundamental to our democracy. It's fundamental, in my view, to the rule of law. The press has, you know, historically always acted as a check and balance on power. You know, that's the whole purpose and objective of the press. So even though, you know, even when we get irritated by questions, and over the 20 years I have been asked a lot of irritating questions, I still understand and appreciate the absolute importance of a functioning, strong press. So I certainly hope that, you know, when the People's Commission, Constitutional Commission completes its work, that as a part of their recommendations, and of course these things have to come from the people, so I hope the press is doing its work and getting your representatives to advance this issue. I hope that at the end of when that report is produced, that will be one of the recommendations, and I certainly will be very, very happy to support that recommendation.
After the break, Travelers Liquors launches Ruta Maya Rums. We'll tell you about that, but first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Once the inspection passes, we do the collection for you.
Our teams at BEL continue to serve you.
My Social Security. Your direct online access to all your Social Security information. 360 view of all your Social Security information. Registration services, benefits, contributions, and employer services at your fingertips. Enjoy all the new features with your My Social Security account. Register with SSB. Submission of benefit claims. Submission of contribution statements. View contribution record. Enjoy all your My Social Security feature at ssbportal.org.bz. Social Security at your fingertips.
Travelers Liquors is doing it once again, and today a new line of rum is about to hit the shelves in stores across the country and overseas. Handcrafted and 100% Belizean, Rootamaya Rums comes in 4 different flavors, including coffee and coca lime. In tonight's episode of Belize on Real, News 5's Dwayne Moody finds out more about this new Belizean product that incorporates fun, sports, and tradition.
The name is synonymous with quality brand liquors in Belize and overseas, and several of its products are sought globally. Travelers Liquors Belize is expanding its product by introducing its newest line of rums. Not to be confused with a liqueur, Rootamaya rum is an infused rum that's hitting the market with 4 different tastes.
It has no artificial flavors whatsoever. When you see the gold, so we have a oro. Oro means it is in Italian, blanco. We have the coca lime, and we have the coffee one, which I'm very excited about. I think this is a novel flavor. But so the oro, it's a gold rum, but it is an aged rum. It's aged 3 years, comes out of the barrel, and it's watered down to the proof that we wanted at 38. And you have that. And then we have the blanco, which is a blend of our distillate out of the distillery. Again, proof down to 38 proof and to 38 APV, sorry. And then we have the coca lime, which is, we're very good at the coconut flavored rum. Well, this will excite you a lot because it has a lime. You don't have to add lime when you're making your drink. And of course, the coffee flavor. The coffee flavored rum, and that is so versatile that could go with anything at any time of the day.
The ingredients are sourced from local producers of coconut products, lime concentrate from Citrus Products of Belize Limited, and the coffee is a high quality, high altitude coffee bean roasted by Baked in Belize. These are infused in high proof alcohol to create these new rum blends. Executive Chair of the Board of Directors for Travelers, Perla Perdomo, says that the concept for this new line began years ago while she was based in London as the then Belize High Commissioner to the UK.
This idea conversation started between 7 and 8 years ago. I had attended, I was attending an event in London, and then I was met by the actual sponsor of the event, and he said, I distribute liquors in Europe, high-end liquors. And I said, well, funny, we produce high-end liquors in Belize. And he said, I am looking for a Belizean rum. I'm looking for a rum from the Caribbean to fill my portfolio. And so we continued the conversation, socially, and then he made a visit to Belize, and then 7-8 years later, we have a line of products that we think would do very well with the Belizean public, but also can go global.
Rootamaya rum is uniquely branded and pays homage to the indigenous Maya culture in Belize. And today, members of the National Puck to Puck team were included in the launch. The design of the bottle, the label, and the flavors were all part of this authentic process. The European market is among the first regions in which this product will be launched. Olivier Scaramucci, the CEO of Boutique Brands, says it is about linking fun, sports, tradition, and history.
We played a role in the design, finding the names, but also our role is going to be mainly in our marketing and sales across the world, with a primary focus on Europe. And obviously the US is also going to be important to as a market. So it's exporting Belizean know-how into the world. Initially, we're looking at the Caribbean rum, and we figured, we have to find a route, traditional route, and obviously Mayans are a critical route here. So we felt there was already a name to think about. Now, rum is about also having fun, drinking with friends, drinking with families. So we figured, what could be fun, and we thought about what was happening around the Belize. There is obviously the race, it is well known with Tamaya, which gave us an idea of, how do we maybe play with this word, and is there a way to link maybe sport, fun, but also tradition and history.
And then I understand that the coffee rum may be one of the best sellers in Europe because Europeans love their coffee.
Well, that's one thing, but also this product is made with real coffee. There's absolutely no coloring, no additive. It's literally coffee actually roasted, grounded in Belize, that then is used in the foolproof alcohol made by travelers. So it's actually soaked for almost a week into tanks, and they did a lot of work, and we did work with them in tasting, obviously, and finding the right balance between rum and coffee. And there's lots of coffee going into what we're actually trying to figure out, if I may, is if you drink a shot, how many cups of coffee does that correspond to? We don't know the answer yet.
Yeah. And then my next question is just in terms of getting the product out there. What are the projections in terms of by when we'll be able to see them out there in the shops?
Well, so we just finished the first production. It's going to take 6 to 8 weeks to be arriving on the European shores and then into distributors. So I think early next year we're going to start seeing the product into different key markets.
While the Oro and Blanco Belizean rums are comparable to the Caribbean Gold and White, mixologist and senior travelers sales representative Jordan Rumclam says that these infused rums, including the cocoa lime and coffee rums, make for delicious upscale cocktails for any time of the day.
This is just the start of the line. We're going to be enhancing and enlarging the line with different flavors as time progresses. Now, these are not your typical rum that you're used to. To start with, like coffee. This is the first coffee rum in Belize. It's not a liqueur, it's a rum. The cocoa lime, you can use all year long, especially when lime gets a bit scarce and expensive. It has lime in it, so you don't need as much lime for your daiquiris or mojitos, coladas. So it's really good. Price within budget. They're amazing. It's more of an experience than a bottle you're purchasing, the name itself.
Belize people like good thing. And we identified with that right away, and we recognize that what we have in Belize is very good and we should take it global.
The rums retail at around $36 for the litre. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
During last Friday's House meeting, the shelved trade license reform legislation was reintroduced. In 2022, there was pushback by parliamentarians as well as persons in the creative industry and peddlers who felt that they would have been subject to trade license fees. Currently, businesses in villages do not pay a fee, and the bill seeks to introduce this to establishments that are upwards of 600 square feet. During the second and third readings of the bill, the government explained that the new regime will boost business development in villages and strengthen local governing bodies. Education Minister Francis Fonseca says that peddlers within urban areas also won't be paying a $10 fee when the bill kicks in. Here's how he explains it.
That's something that I think a lot of people missed. Very important, very important. So the bill and the minister, I think, was at great pains to explain that in the House. that in fact the bill is removing that, if you like, pressure on these small peddlers, and saying, listen, you people who, if you go to all these villages, these big villages, Ladyville is a good example. If you go to Hopkins, St. Bite, all these, you see big shops, Chinese shops. You see all sorts of other shops in these communities, and these people are not paying any taxes, any license fees. So that's the whole purpose of the bill, to shift that burden away from these small peddlers onto those who can afford to pay and should be paying. So I think it's an absolutely progressive and an equitable piece of legislation.
When we return, ATIPS concludes pilot project in Belmopan.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Get ready, babe. We're going on a vacation.
Finally, where are we going?
Don't worry, babe. I have we covered.
Are you sure you know where we're going?
Yes, babe. Oh, right there, see? Babe, the price was too good to be true. Me look much more better in that picture.
When life throws you a curveball, Belize Bank has your back. With our online financing, you can turn any vacation mishap into a dream getaway.
Cheers to Belize Bank for making our dream vacation a reality.
Thanks to you, babes, to turn things around.
No thanks to you, cheapo.
Out.
Experience the future of financing with Belize Bank online, where you can secure funds for anything, from anywhere, at any time, all without stepping foot in a bank. Apply for a loan today and unlock a world of possibilities.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times, and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
With NextGen, every day is a chance to explore the wonders of the digital world, providing a reliable connection to make learning fun, to turn ordinary moments into extraordinary adventures, to discover new passions and exciting new worlds together. Unlock a world of possibilities at home with the fastest, most affordable high-speed internet and entertainment plans. NextGen, the ultimate digital experience.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited postpaid plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart.
It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
This morning in Belmopan, a closing ceremony was held for the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Program, ATIPS. A pilot project was concluded that implemented the mapping of establishments with liquor licenses, as well as community assets in Belmopan. This initiative is part of the Evidence-Based Information Management for Citizen Security in Central America and the Dominican Republic project, also known as InfoSegura, the first regional strategic partnership of the United Nations Development Program and the United States Agency for International Development.
It was clear, and it became even clearer, that such an initiative would have high impact, or has potential for high impact, by achieving several goals. First, and not limited to these, mapping of business establishments that could help the police in their anti-human trafficking and other law enforcement and peacekeeping activities. 2, supporting the Belmopan City Council in the physical planning process. 3, supporting the Belmopan City Council and its liquor licensing board and the Department of Local Government in improving approval and monitoring of licensed business establishments. And 4, forging fruitful partnerships towards common goals. This is why, besides the fact that it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas, I am smiling and contented today. It is my hope that the project will be scaled up and scaled out to other municipalities as we continue our joint efforts in our mandates, in this case, the fight against human trafficking.
Charlene Gillian is the city administrator for Belmopan. She spoke of the need to protect residents of the Garden City who are most vulnerable and can fall victim to human trafficking.
This project was fully supported by the council and the Liquor Licensing Board, whose members are present here this morning, as its ultimate goal is to support ATIP in reducing human trafficking, whether in the form of labor exploitation or sexual exploitation within our borders. As a budgeting capital city that is growing quicker than you can really say the word development, we recognize how important it is to protect those who are most vulnerable to human trafficking. With access to the information collected from this initiative, we have a better visual representation of what exists within our municipality to improve our ability and potential to keep track of businesses, for increased law enforcement, for easier identification of vulnerable locations, so we reduce persons at risk of being victims of human trafficking.
Back in September, classes commenced for the ITSAT STEAM Academy, for which the government of Belize is borrowing $15 million from the Inter-American Development Bank to fund. The facility, which is located on the ITVED compound in Belize City, will be completed sometime next year and provides transformative secondary school education for students in science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. It was developed in partnership with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. On Wednesday, when the media caught up with Education CEO Diane Mejia, she gave an update on the program.
We were blessed on Saturday because the students from the ITSAT community, the ITSAT school and their families joined us on Saturday morning for the eclipse viewing event. So we have, it's I think 61 students at ITSAT, and just from engaging with them on Saturday, it was really positive. It was really encouraging to hear how many of them talked and how many of their parents talked about how they're enjoying school. They're learning and they're enjoying learning. And you know, that's so important when you're talking about education.
When do you estimate the construction of the school will be finished?
The actual physical construction part will be finished at the end of this month. And then we're still there have been supply chain issues, there have been delivery issues. So there are some things that are still not delivered yet, some furniture and some equipment that will be coming in, but the actual construction part of it will be done. It's really wrapping up now.
On Wednesday, Itai Bardo, the ambassador of Israel to CARICOM, hosted a virtual press conference to speak with reporters about Israel's defense against Hamas terrorist attacks and the country's Operation Iron Sword. The ambassador explained that after Israel disengaged from Gaza in 2005, his nation was applauded by international communities. He asserted that Hamas is a terrorist organization committed to the elimination of Israel. According to Ambassador Bardo, Israelis lived believing that Hamas would not do anything to endanger its own leadership and individuals from Gaza working in Israel. That was until October 7th.
October 7th proved us wrong. The attack that Hamas did was a huge mindset. It was a huge change in our mindset. It was a game changer for us. We are not the same Israel we were before October 7th, and that also includes the way we see the conflict with Hamas. And the terrorists attacked by different tactics, by ground, by air, by sea. They infiltrated Israel. The number that we assume, because we don't know for exact number, we assume it was between 1,500 to 1,800 terrorists of Hamas that infiltrated Israel and started attacking different areas and different communities that reside near to the Gaza Strip. And also it included an attack on a music festival, a dance festival called Festival for Peace, where they also murdered and more than 260 people, raped young women there, and continue with the atrocities in different areas. This is the image of Gaza, of the communities next to Gaza before the attack and after. So you see October 6th and October 7th. The immense destruction, that the terrorists perpetrated is just unbelievable. They destroyed all the communities, the villages, the towns that reside in the area that.
The latest tragedy in the conflict that has sent shockwaves across the international community was the destruction of a hospital in Gaza. Both Hamas and Israel deny responsibility for the deadly hospital bombing that killed hundreds. The countries are trading blame, and Ambassador Bardo contends that Israel has evidence to show that they were not the ones behind the attack. This includes a recorded phone call purportedly between two Hamas operatives.
So this is the hospital. And as you can see, what we're showing, and we'll show more images, on the bottom left part is what you see is a parking lot adjacent, but that belongs to the hospital, which after images show later show that it was actually the parking lot that was hit. And in that image, in that the colorful image, is the hit itself. The image with the color is the hit itself. This is where the Al-Ahli hospital is located within Gaza. And what happened was that this was a misfire. We will show evidence, a misfire by the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, or the PIJ. They fired a missile that misfired, and landed in the proximity of the Al-Ahli hospital in Gaza. Now I want to.
ايه هم بيقولوا تعاون الجهاد الاسلامي انه من عندنا هذا شكله من عندنا مين اللي بيقول هيك بيحكوا ان الشظايا تبعت الصاروخ انه الشظايا محليه مش زي شظايا ايش بتقول.
Believe it. No, Israel does not attack hospitals. We avoid as much as we can harming civilians. Now there are two reasons. One is the more important reason is that we value human life. We value people. If they are not involved, we will do whatever we can to avoid harm. Unfortunately, it is mission impossible because the way Hamas operates, it is just impossible to avoid this kind of harm.
As for the government of Belize's position on the conflict, the government has denounced the hostilities between Hamas and Israel and called for immediate de-escalation while supporting a Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital. Belize has also demanded the right of return for Palestinians displaced from their ancestral homeland. Up next, Freetown businesswoman received grant and training from Taiwanese mission.
What happened here? Nothing. See the garbage, sir? See the garbage? You just take the garbage and dash it over and take it back and ride. What you talk about? You just do the same thing right there? Yes, but the young lady made tell me about how important it is to keep the country clean. You should have stay right there for get educated. I never know they have an education. All right. Hold it down, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Come this side, please. The Department of Environment. I saw what happened just now, and the gentleman is right. You threw your garbage on the roadside, and you took your bicycle, and you rode away. What you have just done is an environmental offense, and for that, I will give you a littering ticket.
Sir, why you only ticket this man 100? Why you not find more than that?
Littering carries a fine of $100 per person. However, if it is a company, it is $500. What this gentleman just did is dumping, and dumping carries a heavier fine. But because it is a first-time offense, I made a decision to give him a $100 ticket. I just want to take this opportunity to let the public know to put their garbage in the proper place, or else they will get ticketed.
All right, thanks for the 5 cents, brother.
Why make us stop being nasty and stop dirty with countrymen? You say that's all of them garbage on the roadside. Then I didn't pick me have to go weekend and pick up the garbage.
This message is brought to you by the Department of the Environment.
Good morning. Thank you for calling me. This is the inspection first. Once the inspection passes, we do the connection for you.
Our teams at BEL continue to serve you.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited postpaid plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart.
It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Get ready, babe. We're going on a vacation.
Finally, where are we going?
Don't worry, babe. I have we covered.
Are you sure you know where we're going?
Yes, babe. Oh, right there, see? Babe, the price me too good to be true. Me look much more better in that picture.
When life throws you a curveball, Belize Bank has your back. With our online financing, you can turn any vacation mishap into a dream getaway.
Cheers to Belize Bank for making our dream vacation a reality.
Thanks to you, babe, to turn things around.
No thanks to you, cheapo.
Ouch.
Experience the future of financing with Belize Bank online, where you can secure funds for anything, from anywhere, at any time, all without stepping foot in a bank. Apply for a loan today and unlock a world of possibilities.
25 women entrepreneurs in Belize City are receiving training through the Taiwanese mission on how to improve and grow their small businesses. These participants are members of the Freetown Women's Group who decided to join the program being offered on entrepreneurship. Earlier today, a brief ceremony was held at the House of Culture where the participants were also awarded with grants to expand their businesses. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
I'm a mother of 3, the smallest with autism, and it's hard being a work mom and a home mom. So having my own business will help me to take more care of him and to maintain my family.
This morning, a cohort of women, all constituents of Freetown, received financial and technical support for their respective small businesses. The assistance comes from the Taiwanese mission as the project it is spearheading is winding down.
For the past 2 years, the Taiwan Embassy in Belize has been engaged in a big project that they call the Women Empowerment Project across the country. So they've been visiting communities, especially rural communities across the country. And so in Freetown, our women's group learned about the project, and we submitted 2 proposals for inclusion in that project. So I'm very happy that today, one has already been concluded. Today we launched the second phase of that project. Again, it's all about empowering women businesses, small businesses in Freetown. These women will be trained, I think, over the next 2 weeks or so in specific areas, particularly dealing with marketing, the use of social media, promoting their businesses.
Camille Sabido owns a small clothing store, and her goal, upon completing the training, is to expand her business into other municipalities across the country.
I decided to sign up for this training to expand in my business so I can have businesses in different districts in Belize.
And what are you hoping to gain from it?
I'm hoping to gain more knowledge, and because the training was also to teach us business strategies and how to carry out our business financially.
Another of the participants is Donatilla Chun. She has been involved with making and selling cultural arts for the past 2 decades.
I like business, right? I think from way back, I chose to be in the field of business. So that's what I go for,
And what are you hoping that the training will teach you?
I've taken several training already, so it will benefit me more in years to come.
To further assist them with the knowledge they are taking away from the workshop, the participants will also be receiving grants, which they will invest in their businesses.
And of course, an important component of the project is that they will also be receiving small grants so that they can then put into use what they have learned over the period of the 2-week period, and use those small grants to expand and grow their businesses. So it's a collaborative effort between our Freetown Women's Group, the Taiwan Embassy, the Technical Mission in Belize, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We all came together, and I'm very happy that we're able to. I think it's about 25 women in Freetown that will benefit from this specific project.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
On Wednesday, the Belize City Council, the Ministry of Education, as well as Caribbean Motors, hosted an educational session for high school students to learn more about electric vehicles, as well as the importance of moving away from fossil fuel to cleaner energy. Students from at least 4 secondary schools met up at the hub, where they were able to view firsthand a small fleet of electric vehicles. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
The transition to electric vehicles has been gradual, as Belizean motorists continue to make the most out of cars and SUVs that run on fossil fuel. There has been a concerted effort, nonetheless, between the Belize City Council, Belize Electricity Limited, and Caribbean Motors to raise awareness on the advantages of going electric.
it's awesome to see these young people out here asking great questions, and that's so encouraging for me and for us at Caribbean Motors. Just to see the young people desiring to understand this new technology and what it means and how it works. And so I love nothing more than doing these events with young people because they just ask such raw, pure, inquisitive questions. So that's amazing.
Secondary school students from across the city, including Maud Williams, Belize High School, and Excelsior High School, were on hand to view a few of the electric vehicles on display. Their curiosity about the new technology was evident in the questions that were asked.
What we're doing today is we're looking at the educational aspect of EVs, because bringing EVs into Belize without having the capacity to work on them means that you're bringing a white elephant into the country, something that you bring it in and if something happens, there's nothing you can do about it. Today's event is geared towards active mechanics as well as students in an effort to show them that, one, EVs are real. Not only real, but EVs are actually real and here in Belize. And they will need people to look after them. So we're looking at our electrical engineers. We're very happy to have schools like Maud Williams, ACC, and Belize High School here because we want to start inspiring younger minds. We're also very happy to already have a few of the mechanics that are in Belize here present because we want to show them that the crossover from being a sole mechanic to what would be considered a certified EV technician probably in long term is something that's also attainable.
According to Chad Dietrich, General Manager of Caribbean Motors, these students came prepared with a list of questions that the average novice would ask about the new technology to Belize's automotive market.
Number one, what's the range? How far can you go on a single charge? And you know, this gray vehicle behind me has a practical range of about 450 kilometers. The other question that's kind of related to that is, okay, what's the cost to go that distance, right? What's the cost difference between electric versus gas or diesel? And again, on this car here, it's about $35 for a full charge to go that same 450 kilometers.
Why is it important at this point in time for there to be perhaps an education push for these students, other than the fact that at some point they too will become drivers and vehicle owners?
Yeah, so it's new, right? So we need to understand. There's a lot of information out there. Some is good and accurate, and some is not so good and not so accurate. So it's great that these young people can hear it directly from practical experience. And we're not speaking from the spec sheets. We're speaking from what we're actually seeing happening here on the ground in Belize. So that's so important. And then these young people can even educate their parents and their family because they got to hear firsthand.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.